Hello my friends, I know that I'm a little bit early today, but we have some of the breaking news and they're happening in Russia, close to the Ukrainian border, very close. Let's go to the Russian Belgorod region over here and you can see the new map update. We have this gray area, so it was yesterday and it is today. So what happened there, I will show you later many of the videos from the place. Well, there is the Russian Legion of Freedom that fights against the Russian tyranny inside the Russian Federation. So those are the Russian citizens with the Russian passports. Ukraine just gave them the shelter, the territory to leave, because they were under constant pressure in Russia. And today it seems like they declared the full-scale fight against the Russian regime and they entered the Russian territory. Yes, with some weaponry, but come on, you can buy this in any kind of the store. Yes, you may read between the lines and it seems like that Putin is now the victim of his own rhetorics that he used in Crimea or Donbass long time ago. And yeah, the Legion is there, they're Russian citizens, really. So according to what we see right now, it's the civil war on the Russian territory. Ukraine is just the country of freedom, so we don't want to stop those guys from getting into their own country. Let's zoom into the place. I'll show you the satellite images a little bit later. So this is the border control checkpoint of the Russian Federation that is confirmed taken by the Legion of Freedom. I think here is better picture for you. So this is the Ukrainian checkpoint, very small, and this is the Russian big checkpoint with lots of the facilities. Later on, I'm gonna show you the video from the place and you will see that this territory was taken and a Russian Legion of Freedom claimed that they've took control over the Kazinka village in this area. What is also interesting that not far away from the Ukrainian border there is the town called Golovchino, and here is the Russian storage for the nuclear weapons. This is not the launching facility. Russia just stores the warheads, the nuclear warheads in that particular area. As for the terrain, there are just fields and some of the forest just on the north part over here where partisans may hide. This forest is quite big and there are several settlements, small villages and small towns in that particular area, and most of the people now start to evacuate. For this hour, Russia officially recognized that there is the Ukrainian sabotage group. They say Ukrainian. Why? Well, anyways, they say that the group entered the Russian territory in this area, and there's the controversial information from the Russian officials of what to do for the local people, civilians in that area. Some say evacuate and some say just stay in your home. Honestly, if I was a Russian living in that area, I would evacuate. About this particular checkpoint, there was the video that I cannot publish on YouTube showing one of the border control officials of Russian Federation lying on the floor covered with a red fluid. So outside wasn't shown just this guy, and the cameraman says that he resisted, so they had to put him down. There is also the information war ongoing, and actually I'm part of it as well, so I don't know whether we should trust that video or not. If it was shown from outside, so we may check the geoposition of the video, but it was just the inside video from the room and it's hard to say where it was filmed. I published it on my Telegram channel and many other videos, especially today. Then the videos are coming one by one. Some of them I cannot put on YouTube, so for that please check out my Telegram channel. As usual, it's in the video description just below. So this is the column of the Legion of Freedom that entered the Russian territory today. There was one tank and many of the armored vehicles, including Humvees. As I say to you, you can get those in the arms store. And there is one more video from the drone. You can see Humvee for sure here and here. This is probably the other armored vehicle, but I'm not sure. You can see the cross sign on the side, and we may see some of the soldiers of the Legion in that area. It's been confirmed that it is the Russian facility just on the border control. As you see, they were not prepared for this scenario, and the Legion of Freedom entered the Russian territory without huge resistance. The governor of Belgorod region went for emergency meeting. This morning he still continued to say that the situation is under control and this information is mostly fake, but now we know that it's not. And now Russia confirmed that some sort of the sabotage group entered its territory. Some of the videos were published as well with the armored vehicles, but it's not the Ukrainian counterattack, my friends. Ukraine fights just for its lands. And we should wait a little for the full-scale Ukrainian counterattack that I believe will happen on the south part. So this is the place where the vehicles were spotted, the checkpoint Gaivoron. And here in this video you can definitely confirm that the Gaivoron is out there and there is some sort of a tank, but you can get this armored vehicle in the store. You just need a special driving license. And this is the morning video from the drone. So here is the Ukrainian-Russian border. This is the Ukrainian side. And probably Russia just smoked a lot on that facility. That's not good for the health. Still, I wonder how they run that fast and smoke at the same time. Alright, according to the latest information, the Legion of Freedom moves quite fast and now they are in Gora Podol over here. That's according to the reports from the locals, and that goes to the Russian Telegram channels where they post this unfiltered information, which we may also check. However, I still don't see the videos coming from that area. Well, today I'm gonna film one more video during the evening time and we'll see how situation develops throughout the day. The Russian war criminal Strelkov says that the fighting is ongoing in Glotovo village. Russia sent some of the infantry on helicopters to that particular area, but this video was filmed around 40 kilometers from the place. The helicopters were flying very low over the buildings, dropping the fire traps against the rockets just on the residential buildings. As you see, they don't care about their own civilians because those flares may cause the fire. And this is just the audio from one of the locals who live in the Belgorod area. They say on radio, stay at home and close everything. Actually, they send the standard nuclear warning. Maybe Russia doesn't have the other one. If you look again at the map, so this is the breakthrough. It happened from this place. Then they took Kozinka, Glotovo. The fighting is now going near to Gora Podol. And there is the Gaivoron. So basically it's one big town over here. It goes from one to another. There are no any forests or rivers between them, no any natural obstacles, let's say. But Russia was prepared for that assault and they even built the legendary pyramids in that area. But what the Legion of Freedom did, they just overdrive those obstacles. The obstacles like that are used to slow down the vehicle, and there should be the soldiers around with the anti-tank systems or something like that to stop the enemy vehicles, to stop the column. But if the Russian defense just runs away, it's not the obstacle any longer. So for this hour, I think that the area is around like that. I still think that the Legion of Freedom will not stay on the Russian territory for a very long time. They had the mission in Bryansk region around 2 months ago, then they entered the local village and they went back to Ukrainian territory. But they don't have enough resources to stay in this area for a very long time, because Russia will send their armored vehicles and their infantry to return back this area. So I think that they will wait for them to arrive and return back to Ukrainian controlled territory or Ukrainian territory. However, it could be interesting if they capture the nuclear weaponry storage facility. And also it would be great if they would create some sort of the buffer zone between the Russia and Ukraine, using the Russian territory for that, because Russia constantly fires the artillery from their territory to target Ukraine, so we need to move them further away. But as I said to you before, it's not the big Ukrainian counterattack. We should wait for it a little. Here's just the small operation conducted by the small group of enthusiasts. I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and see you today in the evening video. Have a great time.